Okay, that was a little excessive. A long time ago, maybe not that long ago, back in the 1970s, kids were a little starved for superhero action on TV. Sure, we had Super Friends, reruns of the 60s Batman TV show, and a frequently reworked Wonder Woman. But if you wanted Marvel Comics characters, your choices were limited to the Electric Company or cartoons from the 60s that ranged from weird to meh to, okay, this one was kind of good. In the fall of 1977, CBS heard our cries and produced 2 Marvel TV movies, one with our favorite web-slinger, and of course the Incredible Hulk. These movies were so popular that they both went straight to series. Let's start with Spider-Man, because CBS did. CBS produced a pilot movie in September of 1977, followed by episodes sporadically sprinkled across 2 seasons. Now, to be fair, making Spider-Man in 1977 was like trying to knit an iPhone. Everyone kind of understood what it should be, but the available materials were limited. We got Nicholas Hammond as Peter Parker, a perfectly likable, suitably nerdy hero who looked like he could fix your radio and then politely ask if you've heard about his term paper. And of course, there was the costume. Bright, tight, and featuring metal mesh eye coverings that looked like a sink drain. To achieve wall crawling, the production used a mixture of stunt wires, clever camera angles, and pure audacity. Swinging? Well, technically he swung. Once in a while, if the budget permitted, and the wind wasn't too strong. And villains? Forget the Green Goblin, forget Dr. Octopus, forget basically everyone in the comics. Instead, Spider-Man squared off against generic criminals, corrupt businessmen, occasional hypnotists, and guys whose main power seemed to be talks loudly in conference rooms. And you know what? Viewers still tuned in, because comic book fans finally got to see Spider-Man move. Sort of. Slowly. But he moved. Although Spider-Man was popular, the crown jewel of the CBS Marvel lineup was The Incredible Hulk. This show is the network's undisputed success story. It started with the 1977 TV movie pilot starring Bill Bixby as Dr. David Banner. Yes, David, not Bruce. CBS reportedly worried that Bruce sounded too much like a comic book name, to which comic fans replied, yeah, that was the point. Each week, Banner traveled from town to town, getting into situations that would inevitably make him say the line every viewer anticipated.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
And then, enter Lou Ferrigno, painted an unbelievable shade of green, wearing a wig that looked like it was purchased from a Halloween store's vaguely Conan the Barbarian den. No CGI, no motion capture, just pure muscle and green paint. The format? Essentially The Fugitive. But instead of being chased by law enforcement, Banner was tailed by a journalist who suspected that a giant green man was connected to a murder. And credit to the show, it took its story seriously. It had emotion, it had character development, and of course it had the saddest closing theme music ever created. The Hulk series proved that Marvel characters could anchor a long-running, dramatic, and genuinely compelling show. It lasted 5 whole seasons, and that's longer than any superhero show until the 2000s. With the continued success, CBS tried their hand at other Marvel favorites, like Doctor Strange.
Looking good, Mr. Carter.
And if you've ever wanted to see a version of Doctor Strange where the costume looks like he raided Liberace's closet, the special effects resemble a lava lamp being shaken vigorously, then this film delivers in spades. Alas, this one remained a TV movie and didn't get picked up for a series, but it is proof that CBS was really trying to see which Marvel properties had TV potential. And then there's Captain America. Reb Brown played Steve Rogers in 2 movies, Captain America and Captain America 2: Death Too Soon. These films presented a radically reimagined Cap. Steve was a former Marine turned artist who drove a van. His suit was based on Evel Knievel's wardrobe. His shield was transparent, wobbly, and not much of a weapon. If you saw it flying, you had a few minutes to get out of its way. His motorcycle, however, genuinely cool. It had a rocket assist, it had a shield holder, it looked like something a 10-year-old would draw on the margins of their math notebook, and I mean that as a compliment. While these films didn't lead to a series, they hold a special place in fans' hearts. So if Marvel on CBS was such an adventure in bell-bottom heroism, why did it all come to an end? By the late 70s, CBS executives started getting worried that their viewers would begin to get superhero fatigue. Sound familiar? They didn't use that exact phrase, of course, but CBS was worried that they were turning into the superhero channel long before that would have been considered a good thing. Here's the short version. There were too many heroes, not enough variety. CBS believed programming needed a mix of detective shows, dramas, sitcoms, and only one green giant with rage issues. Because of airing inconsistencies, Spider-Man and Hulk's ratings dropped in later seasons. The Doctor Strange movie was a ratings ghost, and Captain America did okay, but not let's make this a weekly staple okay. The budget reality was costs were creeping up. Even the Hulk, whose effects budget was basically green paint, contact lenses, and Lou Ferrigno's gym membership, was expensive by TV standards. Marvel's restrictions didn't really help. They had rules, lots of them, about how characters could be portrayed. Sometimes CBS wanted to go in directions Marvel wasn't fully comfortable with. Other times, Marvel wanted to do things that CBS couldn't afford. The two sides weren't enemies, but they weren't always dance partners either. In the end, CBS quietly stepped away from Marvel. No dramatic cancellation announcement, no Hulk will return title card, just a slow turning of the tide as the network rebalanced its lineup. But their Marvel era remains a fascinating experiment, an earnest attempt to bring comic book icons to screen long before the technology, budgets, or studio mindsets were ready. Did you have a favorite superhero TV show in the 70s? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about more videos like this. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.